Hey there, everybody. I am coming to you from my lovely new kitchen in lovely Kohler, Wisconsin. I miss you guys. I wish I was there with you, but video is the best I can do right now, and I'm actually having fun doing a lot of videos. I'm doing a lot of videos for my job lately, and it's something that's a new edge for me, something I've never done before. So it's been kind of fun, and so hopefully this video will be fun for you guys. I can't really get the lighting quite right. I got all these different lights in the kitchen and nothing really looks good, so bear with me on this lighting. But anyway, so we're going to have our last little Ayurveda session, not even via satellite, I guess just via video. I wish that we could do it via satellite and then we could see each other and talk to each other, but maybe next time. Anyway, so we're going to talk about three things today. We're going to review Ayurvedic daily habits. We're going to talk a little bit about detox, and then we're going to talk about how a knowledge of Ayurveda will make you a better yoga teacher. So first off, on the habits, I hope you guys are practicing them. They really, really do make a difference. I totally fell off my habits, my good habits, in the last couple of weeks in Colorado, and then the drive across country and moving across here. But the cool thing, I wrote a blog about this on the Yoga Healer blog, is when you do the habits regularly, even when you fall off for a while, they still help you. I mean, they really help you stay grounded and not freak out. I didn't snap at anybody during my move across the country. And even though I wasn't meditating and I wasn't doing the things I should do, just that grounding in the habits that I have really helped me stay, well, grounded. So I'm just going to review what we've already talked about just to kind of put it back in your minds. So if you're not doing them, that you really will start doing them because they really do make a difference. And the more you do them, the more they do make a difference. And then when you blow them off for a little while, like I said, they stay with you. Um, so one of the most important things to remember about the habits is that your really good day tomorrow has to start today. It starts with an earlier, lighter dinner. Again, what that means to you may be very different from what it means to the next person. It could be just broth, or it could be meat, it could be a salad, it could be any number of things, just proportionally smaller to what you're normally eating. And you can take that in incremental steps. If you usually eat a big meat and potatoes meal at 8 o'clock at night, going to broth at 4 in the afternoon is setting yourself up for a ginormous failure. So take it slow. You may never want to get to broth at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't eat that for dinner. I enjoy sitting down for a nice dinner with Stella, and our meals are a lot lighter than they used to be, but they're not broth, and they're probably not ever going to be broth. In the summer, they are salads, but now we're moving into cooler weather, at least here. I know you guys still have it pretty warm there, but it's cooling off here. So we have a lot of soup. The slow cooker is my great friend at this time of year. Just throwing in any kinds of vegetables or making some bone broth. And, just that warming quality of soup really satisfies you without filling you up. So that's a great idea as well. I think I showed you guys these books when we were all together last time, but a couple of really good Ayurveda cookbooks. It looks backwards on your screen. The Everyday Ayurveda Cookbook by Kate O'Donnell. These are both available on Amazon. And the Essential Ayurvedic Cookbook by Lois Leonardi. Both really good, lots of good soups. This one actually goes by seasons, which is super cool. So start with your earlier, lighter dinner, and then get to bed early. I know that's challenging, but it's worth it. It really is. And start trying to have a bedtime routine if you don't already. Turn the lights down a little bit. Try to get off screens a couple hours before bed. Just hang out with family or go for a walk or snuggle with your honey or something like that. And just have soft, that's the kapha time of day. So you just want to do kapha things, soft, loving, sweet things, getting ready to go to sleep. Another great thing is giving yourself a foot massage. Use some of those awesome doTERRA essential oils. Use some sesame oil, and then just put drops of a blend or an oil that you like. Lavender is it's good for most people. Some people do find lavender more stimulating. So if you're one of those, obviously don't use lavender. The one I've been using a lot lately is called Balance. It's a grounding formula from doTERRA that I really love. Um, and just give yourself that foot massage. It just warms your feet and just it helps you sleep. It's really, really nice. Have tea if that's something that you want to do, or golden milk. If you don't know about golden milk, there's a million recipes for it on the internet. You can just Google it. It's basically some type of milk, dairy or non-dairy, with turmeric and a little bit of sweetener. There's a variety of different ways that you can make it with different spices that you can add to it, but that's kind of an Ayurvedic bedtime tonic that a lot of people really are into. Um, then when you've finished up your day, your today, in a good way, then you can get your tomorrow started in an equally good way. So remember, we want to start the day right. We want to open to grace, open to a bigger perspective, and really, even before you get out of bed, just give thanks, give gratitude. You might want to say your 108 Om Namah Shivayas in the way that Wa taught us with counting on your fingers. I do that sometimes. That's kind of cool. Or just some kind of little chant. And just really look forward to the day. Getting out of bed shouldn't suck. You it should be something that you're excited about because you have a day starting. So try to make that happen. And then when you get up, you're going to hydrate. You're going to drink a big glass of water, maybe two, maybe three, until you poop. Remember, you want to poop every single day. And a lot of people don't. It may take some work and it may take some effort to get there. But keep drinking your warm water. Your water can get warmer and warmer as the weather gets colder. Squeeze of lemon or several squeezes of lemon in there is really, really good too. And then, there's the other kind of optional things. I mean, you can't always squeeze everything in, but there's the oil pulling. Oh, I have that oil I wanted to show you guys. We talked about this a bunch. Oh, see, I'm turning the wrong way. The Daily Swish from Banyan Botanical. I think I told you, I just keep that by the side of my bed and I just chug a little bit before I even get out of bed. And then when I get it, then I can't go back to sleep because I have a mouthful of oil. So it's good to get you out of bed. Tongue scraping, 7 times for the 7 layers of bodily tissue. Splash your face 7 times for the 7 layers of bodily tissue. This time of year, you really want to use your neti pot. This is the time of year that there's a lot of stuff flying around in the air, colds and flus are coming around, that sort of thing. Some people, I think Jeannie, I think you do this every day all year round. A lot of people do. I tend to go fall through spring with this, but use your neti pot and your oils. Oh, I didn't bring those oils. The Nasya oil. You can get it from us at Yoga Healer, or you can get it from Banyan Botanicals. And that's the little droppers of oil that you put into your nose. Really, really good for you as the weather gets drier and colder. You can also put a little sesame oil into your ears too. That's really good for you too. And of course, Abhyanga, rubbing oil on your body. As it gets colder, a lot of people will switch to sesame oil. I find sesame oil is too heating for me pretty much all the time. I never use sesame oil, but most people can. And it's a really heating oil. If you want a more neutral oil, sunflower oil is good. Rubbing it on your body either before or after you shower. My lovely new house that I adore is actually a very old house. It was built in the 1920s and it has pretty delicate plumbing. So I am going to try to switch to doing my oil massage after the shower, which is not really my first choice, but I want to take care of my delicate plumbing. So that's what I'm doing. Then, after you've done all that stuff, you want to do your breath body practice. You want to get some exercise. And it doesn't have to be a lot. It can be just, look, my shoulder's so much better. It can be just some sun salutations. It can be a walk around the block. It can be a run around the block. It's really up to you how intense and how long your breath body practice is. Some people do a bigger workout later in the day, so they'll just do 10 or 15 minutes just to get their breath going. For some people, it is their workout during for the day, so they might spend 30 minutes or an hour. It really depends on your schedule and how you like to work out. I like to go for a run later or go to a yoga class later in the day. Um, so I just do a short breath body practice, but it makes such a difference. I do 15 or 20 minutes of just sun salutations or sometimes going out for a walk, and it really makes my day start so much better. And then, of course, meditation, which we're all doing. And oh, Jeannie, you would be like, oh my God, she's such a slacker because the whole drive across country and getting settled, I wasn't meditating at all. But now I'm back, so yay. Um, and let's see, what else? Those are your morning habits, really. Uh, so stick with them. They really work. And some are more challenging than others. Everyone's got some challenge with some habit. Figure out your keystone habit. That's the habit that pulls it all together. That it's like, if I do this one habit, everything kind of falls into place. And if I skip this one habit, then everything shot to hell. Mine is breath body practice. I've got a lot of kapha. I tend to be, as we talked about, as I talked about on my TED Talk at the retreat, I'd rather sit on the couch than do pretty much anything. So I've got to get up and do my breath body practice. I got to move my ass first thing in the day. So that's my keystone habit. For other people, it's going to be a different habit, but figure out what that is. Figure out what that one habit, for a lot of people, it's early to bed. For me, that's pretty easy. I go to bed early without much trouble. But for some people, that's really hard, but they've got to do it because that's how they set up for the next day. So anyway, there's that. So that's all on habits. I want to touch on detox. So for detoxing, spring and fall, best times of year to detox, as we've talked about before. I have not done my fall detox yet. We did our Yoga Healer detox, started 4 weeks ago. I was in the middle of a cross country move and I was not ready for it. It was just one more thing that was going to stress me out. So I'm actually starting on Monday. If anybody wants to start on Monday with me, I would love to have some partners. The fall detox generally, not always, really depends on how you feel and what you're drawn to. But the fall detox is often much mellower than the spring detox. I'll sometimes do the master cleanse in the spring or a juice cleanse in the spring, and then in the fall I'll go more towards broths, maybe some khichdi, maybe a day or two of a juice fast or a master cleanse, but really it's more just about rejuvenation, which is totally what I'm focusing on right now because the move was tiring. I mean, it was great. I'm glad I did it. I'm psyched, but it was definitely tiring. So that's what I'm doing. If you feel drawn to a deeper cleanse, go for it. Uh, but if you're more into a rejuvenation, soup, broths, vegetable or bone broths, khichdi, if you like khichdi, even if you don't like khichdi, I don't really like khichdi, but I do it sometimes, especially in a fall cleanse, because it gives your digestion such a rest and it's such an easy food to digest. And then you can focus on other things than digesting. And when you cleanse in the fall, you're really getting that heat of the summer out of your body. It moves it downwards and outwards. And then you're ready for winter. When you keep that heat of summer in your body and you go into winter and you haven't cleansed, that's why the changes of seasons are when people get sick. You get stuffed up heads, you get allergies, you get colds and things like that because our bodies haven't prepared for the next season. So that's why it's really important to do some kind of a cleanse in the spring and the fall. And again, it doesn't have to be a fast, it doesn't have to be a big deal, but you should do something. And if anybody wants to talk about it, call me, Facebook me. I miss you guys. I want to talk to you. So, if we want to, even we could set up a call about detox or about anything sometime in the next few weeks. I'm happy to do that. I would love to chat with you guys again. Okay, so that's it for detox. The last thing I'm going to talk about is how Ayurveda helps you to be a better yoga teacher, and how having a good working knowledge of Ayurveda, you certainly don't have to be an Ayurvedic expert. I'm not an Ayurvedic expert, but having a good working knowledge of Ayurveda really can help you to be a better yoga teacher. I'm trying to stand so that light doesn't shine in your guys' eyes. Um, so the main thing, the number one thing that people tend to forget about is when you live an Ayurvedic lifestyle, you've optimized your own energy. That's the most important thing. It's not really, I mean, yes, how you use it in class is important, but the main thing is just to optimize your own body and your own emotions and to just feel good, because you can't give your best if you don't feel your best. And I know that all of you guys are, you wouldn't have spent all this time and money and effort to become yoga teachers if you weren't going to want to give your best to your students. So you really have to take really good care of yourself. And, we all fall off of that sometimes. Shoot, I definitely have. I mean, in this past year, I had my messed up shoulder, I lost my dad, my ex-husband got sick, I moved across the country. I mean, this was a tough year for me. But having a basis of Ayurveda kept it from being a lot tougher. And now that I'm settling somewhere else, I already feel myself feeling better. I feel myself standing up straighter and having more energy and waking up more easily because I am really, really grounded in Ayurveda, even though I don't always seem that way. And very few people seem that way always. Everyone falls off at times. But anyway, you want to optimize your own self first. You want to feel great so you can give your best to your students. Then, once you get into class, when you have a knowledge of Ayurveda, you see your yoga students in a whole new way, and you can help them in a whole new way. For your vatas, for the ones that just seem a little bit flighty, a little bit scattered, the ones who come into class and they're talking, and you can recognize what's going on with them, that have vata constitutions, or their vata's a little high right now. They need grounding. They need a grounding practice. They need to ground their feet into the earth. They need to ground their sitting bones when they're sitting on the earth, and they need to feel that sense of security and stability, and you can gear your teaching of them in that direction. Then you're going to have your pittas in class, the ones that are going to insist on doing it best, no matter what, no matter whether they hurt themselves, no matter whether the pose is appropriate for them. And, for them, you need to teach them about surrender, about giving up the need to succeed, and that the process is good enough for them. And for your kaphas, you got to kick their asses. You got to get them moving. You got to get them to try harder than they normally would. You will recognize the under efforters in your class, and you got to motivate them because they're going to get the best out of their practice when they up their effort a little bit. So you can really scope out and scan your class and see who you've got there and see what they need from you. And then if you have that working knowledge of Ayurveda, you can recognize it and you can give it to them. And sometimes that's entire classes. Sometimes you'll come into class with, a very active plan for your class, and you'll get there and you realize that, oh man, they need grounding, or vice versa, and you'll shift your entire class because you have that vision, you have that perspective where you can look and see, okay, this class needs their butts kicked. This class needs grounding. This class needs calming down. And you can shift the way you teach and what you're teaching based on that. Um, so anyway, I hope this is all helpful to you. I love you guys. I miss you. I wish I were there with you. Hopefully, we will all get together sometime next summer. And I hope to talk to you on some of the calls this fall. And that's it. Love you.